schools are great because they give you your very basic fundamentals. They teach you to pass the test. They teach you to do it safely. You know, they teach you anatomy, and they give you the very basics, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we need. We don't want to hurt our clients, right? We don't want to hurt people. We also don't want to hurt ourselves.
Amen.
You know, so we learn basic body mechanics. It's all very, and that's what we need. That's wonderful. But when we get out into the real world, a lot of us get overwhelmed because there's so much. And we all know what massage is. We just learned what massage was in school. We've got these massage establishments. We have movies with massage in it. We all have an idea of what massage is, and so do our clients, and that's what we expect. That's what they expect. But when we get out there and we start realizing there's a whole lot of other things, you're right, there is a certain level of unlearning because, you know, just as we talked today about passive touch, you know, we learned in school, only use your hands. Be very mindful of where your chest is, where your bottom is, where your groin is. You know, we want to respect the clients. Of course we want to respect the clients. We want to respect ourselves as you know, givers, as helpers, you know, facilitators. But then when we get on the mat, it's completely different. We have to support our clients in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, we use our body to help support them. You know, we're doing very intense work. We don't want to leave them alone to process this on the table or on the mat.
Right.
And it's a different flow.
It is. It's a much different flow.
Like you think of how you use défleurage, and then you think about like how your flow was yesterday, how you're like, you went from rib work and then you went to the arm. It's like, it becomes like you have to, like you said, like decomputerize, but like it becomes a new style of flow where you're like, oh,
So it's another.
you know, it's not an défleurage, but you feel yourself flowing. Okay, here.
It's exciting.
I have to say
It's
there's a lot of
exciting,
difference.
and it's in a lot of ways it's scary.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
there's some-
It's hard coming into a situation where you're like, snap, I'm not quite sure what to do next. We learned foundations in massage school.
Yeah.
You know, clients know what Swedish is. We want deep tissue, we just add more pressure with our thumbs. We know this, we're solid in that. When we move to the mat, it's so different. And it makes us feel not as confident, not as smart, not as knowing what we're doing. But you guys, you passed a test, you went to school, you know anatomy. And move it to, this is 90, just past 90. Okay, I'm gonna take my outside leg right up underneath the knee. I'm not in the popliteal fossa because I don't want to cause a blood clot. I like David. So I'm gonna be right below it. I straighten out my leg. Do you see how straight that is? Hooked around his ankle. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna pull him onto my leg. Okay, I'm locked and pull. Do you see that little bit of a bend that he's got in his femur? It's gonna get bigger. And move down and pull. How does that feel, David? The thing is it a little much? You want me to go lighter? Okay. So the thing is, I'm not pulling with my shoulders. I'm not pulling with my arms, right? It's a straight leg and leaning back. Is that too much, hon? All right, just leaning back, right? Now, when you guys are first starting out, you'll go step, pull, lean. Step, straighten, lean, because that's what works for you guys, because we're all learning the flow. Eventually you'll get to the part where you're like, 1 and 2 and 3. You'll get into a lot more of an easier flow. But right now it's okay to be a little bit choppy. How does that feel? Right? The reason why we want to have our toes on the outside is if we have our toes on the inside, it's very easy to slide down and hit something that we probably don't want to hit. Outside, if we slide, not a big deal. I'm not going to hit anybody. No reports for that. Be mindful of where your heel is. Also be mindful that you're using a more flat foot. Use the arch of your foot. You can come in, if I find a big knot, I can come in with my heel. That is a very sharp tool. Some clients will love that. Some clients might hit you.
He's like, do it.
All right, so we're gonna do it. I'm using my heel, coming in, straight leg, pull. How's that feel? Mm-hmm. For David, I'm just holding. For other people, you're just gonna come in, come out. Come in, come out.
So it would, okay, I see you kind of got like a sway, and that's just as you're getting into
That's
easing
just, yep.
into it. Yeah,
That's just how I am.
That's so good.
As we get closer to the glutes, you run the risk of sliding out like that, like whoops. Some clients you might be able to get down low just because of anatomy. Others you're like, nope, I can't do it. That's cool. You know, we don't want anything to slide into anything, so just be mindful.
You do the ball of the foot at the
Mm-hmm.
that one.
Yeah, some people don't have the foot strength yet, so but that is a really great option as well.
She did that to me yesterday.
Mhm.
It was so
It does feel
good.
nice. So what, Claudia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can call me Blue. That's my name.
I might
like,
get that one.
Blue?
That one's easier. So Blue
That's what
does,
everyone's called me for 30 years.
I like that. I like that a lot. Blue is saying you can take your toes and come down to the ischial tuberosities and pull on top like this.
And then we lean all the way
Oh.
Especially for people that sit on their feet.
Yeah.
It's horrible to do, but they do it.
Yep. This,
People that sit on their feet.
that feels awesome for people. Sure. People that are just starting out using their feet, usually that much pressure on the balls of the toes, bending the toes back, can be a little bit much because they haven't warmed up their feet. So if it's something that you guys want to try, just be mindful. Like it can be a little bit painful. You'll eventually stretch this out, and these guys will get, you know, as good as your hands. But right now we're still learning. Our feet are kind of dumb, so just listen to yourself. Does that make sense?
Thank goodness for ballet.
I know, right? So we come in, we've done this wonderful hamstring, you know, deep work. And as you notice, we're also working the hips. You know, we're focusing on the hams, but we're also working the hips. We're mobilizing all of this stuff. Does that make sense? Awesome. So we've gotten all this work done. We're going to take our outside leg,
This is the one I have
right?
about.
That's okay. It's confusing. Our legs are different. They're all the way down there, man. We're going to take our outside leg and turn our foot inside. Okay, we didn't start like this. Okay, so we turn our foot inside. We're up underneath the knee, got the leg trapped. We're going to slowly rotate the leg out and then hook your receiver's foot underneath your knee. What this does is this holds the leg in place and it gives you more control. Now, some clients might not be able to move this. Your leg might not be able to do that. That's okay. If needed, just bring the foot up a little bit. You can move their leg more up on yours to get that. So a lot of movements that you can do or changes that you can do to fit your body. Okay, so I've got him in here. He's hooked in. You can take my other foot and start working on this inner thigh. I like to grab this leg as a handle. There we go. So I'm going to straighten my inside leg now. And just like we did when his knee was up, we're going to straighten and pull. Okay? And again, I'm just leaning back. I'm not using my arms. I'm not trying to fight his body. I'm trying to hang out and get him to where I want him at. I'm just hanging out there.
David, how deep does it feel?
I'm thinking about that. Probably like a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?
Danielle, you working hard?
No.
No.
When you do this, some people think it's just you're using your legs to push.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing is you're pulling the client into your foot.
So now that David has communicated he would, I'm going to guess, like some more pressure.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn my foot just a little bit and use more of the ball of my foot, or I'm sorry, the heel of my foot.
It's already.
Straighten, and again, pull him onto me. How does that feel?
More like a 7.
Okay. I'm just going to pull like that. How's that? You can also come in, bring this out. I like to do this because this feels nice. Do the kitty cat. Some clients like this because it can be a little intense when we do inner thigh work.
Are you holding on to his
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I've got his foot over here as my handle to just keep control of it as I do my kneading with my feet. So not every client can handle as much pressure as David, but again, I'm pulling him onto me. I'm not pushing, I'm not fighting, it's just leaning back. So even when I'm doing my kitty cat kneading, I'm pulling him on because I don't want to fight it. Does that make sense? All right, awesome. So once we've done that, and his leg is all nice and floppy, we're gonna come in and we're gonna hook his foot into our holster. So we come up, we put this leg here. No, that's right, this leg is down. We're gonna take knee to knee, outside leg, bring his knee to 90, take his foot right here into your thigh and hip crease. That's your holster. Lock him in just like that. He's got nice long legs and he's nice and flexible, so I'm gonna get a little bit closer. David, very flexible, so I can get in there really deep. Some clients, this is where they're at. That's totally okay. And we just move, we get a lot closer with David. Now, I wanna do some hip mobilization. I don't wanna use my hands because I broke them. How does that feel? Right? His foot is in here. I'm controlling it with my outside leg. If I need to, I can hold on, but really, how does that feel? Just like that. I know when I've done this on the table or with my hands, I am fighting this client's leg, you know, and you get those clients that have like 65-pound legs, and I'm trying to get this stretch. Oh yeah, and then there's draping if I'm on the table. Like, I don't want to use my arms for this because their legs are huge. I'm gonna use my body, I'm just gonna lean in.